Fashion can mean so much to many of us. The clothes we wear communicate our identity, our mood, and who we aspire to be. Fashion speaks to us and for us. But our choice of clothing may be saying things we don't realize. The price we pay goes beyond the price tag, affecting the economies of countries and the natural environment. Our whole planet pays for our fashion choices. My name is Francesco Carrozzini, and I've worked as a photographer and filmmaker in fashion for over 10 years. 5 years ago, the Rana Plaza factory collapsed near Dhaka, Bangladesh. More than 1,000 people died. They were working on clothes to be shipped to consumers around the world. Working conditions in countries where most of our products are made are a great concern. But the production of garments is also responsible for a large part of our global warming because of the energy, transport, and products used in the supply of our clothes. This worries me, as I see climate impacts almost every day around us. Come along with me on this journey to see and experience with your own eyes what's really happening. The tragedy of Rana Plaza affected me deeply. I love my work, I love fashion, and I believe in the joy it brings. How could this joy be connected to that hell? To find the answer, we have to go back and see where it all starts. This man in Gujarat, India, is stuck in a cycle of poverty. His wage will secure him and his family little beyond their next meal. He's a small part of a consumer-driven system that makes him work to exhaustion, suffocating in cotton dust for many hours a day just to feed his family. I read that one of the survivors from Rana Plaza said that you could predict the colors of next season's fashion trend. This image haunts me. I cannot erase it from my mind. This is the water we are talking about. This is what I came here to see. Water sustains our planet as it does our bodies. But here, it is contaminated, and the stench is so putrid, it's hard to breathe. After chemically dyeing and treating the fabric, much of the industrial waste is released here, directly into the community, affecting people's health and well-being. Experiencing this firsthand was surreal. Seeing kids playing nearby toxic wastewater made me realize that poverty can become normal. And this is the only life they've ever known. Some of these kids could end up in the textile and clothing industry, which employs 75 million people around the world. 3/4 of them are women. We can support workers like Kalyani by promoting sensible use of natural resources, encouraging fair trade, and defending human rights. The emphasis on quantity over quality textile production has resulted in the infamous term fast fashion. This is what our world has come to. We're fed more and more, faster and faster, and all that time there is someone at the other end of the chain suffering to make it possible. Our complacency makes us complicit. Have you ever bought clothes for the pleasure more than the need? Chances are you have. 40% of the clothes in most people's wardrobes are never worn. After we're tired of our garments or retailers don't sell them in time, most will end up here. Most clothes will end up in a dump such as this one. This is where our planet pays the price for fashion. Just one Lycra t-shirt can take anywhere from 20 to 200 years to decompose. All this while the Indian garment workers I met endure long shifts and low pay, and ecosystems and communities are devastated by toxic chemicals. So is this the end? It doesn't have to be. We can change it if we buy clothes that last, recycle what we don't need, and work to reduce carbon emissions and the impacts of the industry on the planet. Let's go back to look at it with different eyes. Clothes need to be cared for, to be worn more, to be easily rented, resold, or recycled. New materials, new business models, and new technologies must come together to minimize the industry's effects on our climate and on our natural environment. We need to build a stronger economy that supports farmers, workers, retailers, and communities across the entire supply chain. By being conscious consumers, eco-friendly designers, carbon-neutral suppliers, and zero-waste businesses, we have the power to change the fashion industry. Together, we can make fashion sustainable. It's up to all of us now. Something has to change.